Hello, are you into timeless movies? If so, you will enjoy this. Today we are listing top 10 best movies of all time from HBO, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, and Showtime. Please subscribe, it's very important for us, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we post new content.
Number 10. The Banshees of Inisherin is a 2022 dark tragicomedy film directed and co-produced by Martin McDonagh. Set on a small island just off the coast of 1923 Ireland, the cinematography is breathtaking. A friendship is breaking up but only one knows why. The film explores a wide variety of themes including friendships, relationships, family, legacies, art, disillusionment, faith, sadness, rage, loneliness, joy, hope. Colin Farrell delivers a great performance. Equally impressive is Brendan Gleeson, portraying a man coming to terms with what he'll leave as his legacy and his own struggles. Supporting players are also strong with Kerry Condon and Barry Keoghan as standouts. The film moves at a good steady pace with an attention to detail. There are just enough unexpected comedic touches to lighten the heavy story, but by the end of all the twists and turns you'll leave with a smile but also needing a hanky to dry some tears. It's rated 96% on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.7 on IMDb. Highly recommended. Number 9. The 40-Year-Old Version is a 2020 American comedy drama film written, directed, and produced by Radha Blank. Radha is a black playwright who was once a notable recipient of a 30 Under 30 award, but somewhere along the way her 30s didn't turn out to be as promising as was predicted. Now she's approaching 40 in a few short weeks and feels a desperate need to do something with her stalled career. She starts writing and rapping, calling herself Radhamasprime. She reaches out to a DJ named D. Oswin Benjamin, who sells beats, and D plays it low-key but is impressed and surprised by both Radha's words and style. When he gives her a chance to spit in front of an audience, she chokes. This movie in its essence is an introspective into the modern woman's midlife crisis. It's relatable, witty, refreshing, funny, truthful, endearing, heartfelt and inspirational. Exciting to see Radha's POV about life, the joys of aging, career, dating, and hip-hop with some bits of humor thrown into it. Number 8. Bodies 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 is a 2022 American black comedy horror film directed by Helena Rain. Was theatrically released on August 5, 2022, by A24. The film received positive reviews from critics, who praised the humor and the cast's performances, particularly Senat's. 7 friends meet up at a swanky mansion during a hurricane to party and dance, having the time of their lives. However, when a murder mystery game ends with one of them dead, the remaining survivors panic and try to find out who the killer is. This leads to some shocking betrayals and some hidden secrets revealed that only leads to more paranoia and more people dead. This film is a disturbing reminder that people are not who they are on the surface. With some killer twists and some dark comedic moments, this film shows us that even some unknown actors can still keep us glued to watching. The ending was really funny and unexpected. This movie is underrated. If anyone is into crime thriller, he needs to watch this movie. Number 7. Prey is a 2022 American science fiction action film in the Predator franchise. The film is directed by Dan Trachtenberg. It was released on August 5. The film received positive reviews from critics, with praise for its action sequences, Midhunter's performance, cinematography. Set in a Comanche country 300 years ago, Prey tells the story of a young woman named Neru, a ferocious and skilled warrior. She grows up in the shadow of the most legendary hunters that roam the Great Plains, and when danger threatens her camp, she sets out to protect her people. Turns out to be a highly evolved alien predator with advanced weaponry, leading to a vicious and terrifying showdown between the two foes. When Neru finally let out the war cry she had previously been denied, you can't help but cheer. Predator fans will not be disappointed by Prey. It's a scary and fun amusement park ride that also elicits a surprisingly tender emotional response. It's a worthy successor to Arnold's original. Number 6. A Hero is a 2021 Iranian-French drama film written and directed by Esker Farhadi. The central character is Rahim Jadidai, a man who has been imprisoned after failing to repay a sizable business loan to his disgruntled ex-brother-in-law. Allowed out of prison on 2 days' leave, Rahim comes in possession of a lost handbag containing valuable gold coins. He considers using it to repay a portion of the debt, but instead, he returns the bag to its original owner. Word gets around about Rahim's good deed and he becomes a quasi-celebrity after being featured on a television news story. A local charity tries to raise money which will allow for his release from prison. However, it's not long before a few people start questioning Rahim's version of events and whether he is a good guy. The truth keeps shifting to the point where it's almost irrelevant. Opinions have been formed and they can't be changed. It is a terrific film where the performances are as strong as the screenplay. In June 2021, the film was selected to compete for the Palme d'Or. At the 2021 Cannes Film Festival, the film won the Grand Prix. It's rated 97% on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.5 on IMDb. Number 5. Bridesmaids is a 2011 comedy film directed by Paul Feig. Annie's life is a mess. But when she finds out her lifetime best friend is engaged, she simply must serve as Lillian's maid of honor. Though lovelorn and broke, she bluffs her way through the expensive and bizarre rituals. With one chance to get it perfect, she'll show Lillian and her bridesmaids just how far you'll go for someone you love. The film is a constant laugh riot. It certainly does have a very nice emotional backbone that comes across well with a very relatable story that isn't so much about any kind of romance but rather someone who is losing their mind. You feel bad for Wig's character, but not in a way that makes her sappy or over the top. Rather, it's a down-to-earth kind of falling apart that anyone could relate to. Much in the way that Knocked Up and Superbad worked for their relative stories, it is a rare comedy that has an all-female cast, yet appeals to anyone. It was nominated for a Golden Globe Award. Number 4. The Last Tree is a 2019 British drama film directed by Shola Amol. Femi is a British boy of Nigerian heritage who, after a happy childhood in rural Lincolnshire, moves to inner London to live with his mum. Struggling with the culture and values of his new environment, Femi has to figure out which path to adulthood he wants to take. His search for self and identity will take him on an emotionally charged and utterly unforgettable journey through various stages of his life. Rich with technical strategies that enhance our view into Femi's emotions, The Last Tree uses slow motion, diffused sound, and many Spike Lee-like camera shots to make the story extremely personal and unique. Leaves us wanting more. Femi's daddy issues are still unresolved, as is his budding romance with a blue-haired girl, Belinia. There is so much heart and soul in this movie, so many truths about the African child and parent relationship. So much hurt, pain, and becoming moments. It really is an awesome movie. Number 3. 2001, A Space Odyssey is a 1968 epic science fiction film produced and directed by Stanley Kubrick. The visuals are top, even after all those years they are simply outstanding. The cinematography is indeed splendid, as are the colors and settings, but there are so many memorable images. Stanley Kubrick uses images and sounds as the focal points to tell his story. The pace is slow and the images are given a considerable amount of time so that they can establish themselves into the recesses of our minds for us to ponder upon even long after the film is viewed. The classical compositions are sometimes ominous while at others convey a sense of majesty and glory applied critically to give more dimensions to the scenes. The scenes themselves may come across as tedious at times, but sit through it, pay attention, and think well into it. The ending has been defined alternatively as angelic, apocalyptic, optimistic. To me it's all of those things, truly a hallmark of good sci-fi writing. Number 2. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is a 2020 American drama film directed by George C. Wolfe. Produced by Denzel Washington, Todd Black, and Danny Wolfe. Ma Rainey is a highly regarded, strong-willed blues singer who has recently been contracted by white producers. The story takes place on July 2, 1927, when a recording session is scheduled for Ma by her manager Irvin to take place at Paramount's recording studios in Chicago. Wrenches your heart right out while it slaps your face with truth. It gives us both ensemble acting at its best and a duo of powerhouse performances by Chad Boseman and Viola Davis. Performances are best, and yet in the end, more important than anything else, deepest homage must go to the unmatchable genius of the playwright, August Wilson. Beautifully written character study that is glued together by fantastic music and costumes. It's rated 97% on Rotten Tomatoes and 6.7 on IMDb. It led to Boseman posthumously winning Best Actor, Motion Picture Drama at the Golden Globe Awards. Number 1. Goodwill Hunting is a 1997 American psychological drama film directed by Gus Van Sant and written by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. A touching tale of a young man who struggles to find his identity, living in a world where he can solve any problem, except the one brewing deep within himself, until he finds a person who understands him. This genre is the best for one to watch, because the movies are about people. Relationships, insecurities, childhood trauma, but most of all, development. The writing is like poetry. And the performances are so realistic that they make you forget the characters are acting. It's the type of movie that hits so close to home on every level emotionally, that you no longer feel like you're just simply watching a movie, you feel like you're right there in the same room with them, experiencing the same situations they are. The film received positive reviews from critics and grossed over $225 million during its run against a $10 million budget.